Yippee-ki-yay, and welcome to a new episode of PlayStation Underground. You got Tim Turi here, and I'm so excited to be joined by Matt Christek, who's design director at High Moon Studios.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. And Amos Hodge, associate creative director at Raven Software. Hey, Amos.
Hi, thanks for having us.
We're checking out Call of Duty Warzone. We are looking at none other than Nakatomi Plaza as part of Season 3 Reloaded. Guys, can you just tell me a little bit, what's it like working on this iconic, like the iconic action movie location from Die Hard? How's the team's energy levels? How's it been?
Oh, they've had a great time kind of working on this. Like, it's such an awesome movie. There's so much, variety of kind of, locations just inside this one building that it's just been a ton of fun for the team to work on.
That's great. And, we're looking at it now, getting a good look at the outside of it. Where is it located in the Warzone map? And sort of how big is it compared to other buildings?
Yeah, so this is Nakatomi Plaza is the largest building in Warzone right now. We ended up taking out 4 blocks downtown to fit this into the game. Man. And so we're taking a look at the lobby here now, which brings to mind, like, immediately just the first floor alone within Nakatomi Plaza. There's, we got Christmas decorations, and I'm looking at the vending machine area or the vending area, and I'm thinking of the bad guys smashing through and grabbing candy. What was it like? What was the process like of bringing this, iconic film location into the game? Like, are you watching Die Hard going frame by frame? Like, what, give us some insight into the process. Totally. So it was a lot of watching the movie. We kind of worked with our art team early on to kind of establish like the shell of the building. And one of the artists was actually even able to find the floor plans for the real kind of building. And we were able to kind of use those to, determine like the interior layouts and really make it feel like it's like a functional, real building.
That's so cool. And I imagine, one thing I'm interested in hearing your thought. We're in the elevator, which is great, and obviously John McClane spends a lot of time in the elevator and just through the guts of the building.
That was actually one of the new things that we're kind of exploring, is we're letting players kind of enter the elevators. So like when you're actually up at the top of the building, you can jump into the elevator, pull your chute, as you're kind of falling down it.
I love that. Probably not advisable in real life, but action movie heroes, John McClane could pull it off.
Yeah. We also have the elevator in here as a functional thing that you can ride in or on top of.
That's great. I think there's another, so now we're actually there's another detail with the elevator that I'm excited for us to look at. But while we're in the parking garage here, I know this is sort of where we enter, like in Die Hard, this is sort of like one of the first locations we see. And I think it's Argyle is dropping off John McClane after they get back from the airport or what. But, I imagine that you had to find a balance between, being faithful to the film and also just making, a really engaging map and filling out some areas that weren't from the movie necessarily. What was it like finding that balance?
Yeah, so that really was just we did a lot of internal playtesting. We worked with, Amos and the designers and artists over at Raven to kind of collaborate on the space together. They had a lot of great insight when it came to just kind of, flow and pathing and kind of opening things up. And so a lot of those changes where we did deviate were really driven with, kind of gameplay in mind.
That's great. I think
Design sort of takes care of itself here. So one of our high-level goals is to make things as real as possible, and that aligns with the movie. So when you run into the movie, it feels like a parking car garage.
Yeah.
Like a real lobby. So we align one with the movie, and that just plays better when you're in a space and it feels real. It plays better. So just lining up with realism as much as possible is always a win for us.
That's awesome. And we were just looking at the teddy bear, the giant teddy bear that was chilling with Argyle in the car as he was downstairs. And I think I've even seen things like the empty, cargo truck where they rolled, I think, was it an ambulance? They'd roll out the back of it for their escape plan, the bad guys. But just there's so many little details in here that I'm so impressed by. And of course looks like you can grapple.
Yes, we've got ascenders basically on the exterior and the interior of Nakatomi, really just trying to give players lots of routes and options to kind of traverse around this building.
What are we looking at here? Is there a scene where the glass is broken in?
This is kind of one of the places where we kind of did deviate. We kind of opened up the ceiling there so that players had an option to kind of mantle out. This is I believe the 30th floor where there's like the IT kind of offices when they shoot the glass when he's running across barefoot.
I love that. So it's like, is all the glass intact now so that if a firefight does happen here, it's like you can just have glass shattering everywhere?
Yeah, we really tried to push like the amount of destructible glass, both like on the inside and the exterior windows.
That's great.
Actually, there's a chair with the computer monitor on it that he tosses down the elevator we just saw. There's tons of little details just like throughout this. Like we had artists that were just looking at like how desks were configured and then just trying to, just be as authentic as possible.
That's so fun. I think I even saw a axe wedged in the elevator to keep it open. It's really impressive, and I imagine it just must have been a lot of fun. I mean, I think about Call of Duty, and when you're playing Call of Duty, I feel like, especially the campaigns, it invites you into becoming an action movie hero, and so the DNA is so closely forged with, I think, Die Hard. So it must have been a big inspiration, I imagine, for a lot of the teammates in general. Do you feel like this was a really natural fit? That's like not a lot of onboarding needs to happen when it comes to Die Hard. We know you can pick up the conversation and just start brainstorming right away. Did it come pretty naturally?
Yeah, it totally did. I think we ended up kind of. The movie was totally great for giving us those inspiration pieces, and then the team was also just amazing at then like filling in the gaps and figuring out how these rooms connected and how everything was kind of just laid out in a way that just made a ton of sense and just enhanced the movie even more.
Everyone on the team got super excited about this, and there was no shortage of ideas, and it goes beyond just map. We've got some cool mini contracts or events hidden throughout the
awesome.
Nakatomi Plaza. There's even an AI event in the bottom of the basement where if you trigger it, terrorists will come and flood the basement and they attack you and you got to fight them off. So there's a ton of gameplay elements in here. And I got to say that one thing that really put it over the fence for me is we have a John McClane operator. And so putting on the John McClane operator, he's kind of shoeless and walking through Nakatomi Plaza. I don't know how to describe it. It's almost like giddy. It's like, this is kind of cool and exciting, and it's kind of a movie coming to life here. It's an experience I can't really express. It just feels really amazing to just be John McClane walking through here, seeing all the iconic things, fighting terrorists. It's just an awesome experience.
Yeah, I'm excited to jump into Nakatomi Plaza with like dozens of other John McClanes and just shoot it out. I also, of course, it's the classic like is Die Hard a Christmas movie? You got Christmas trees all over the place because naturally it's set during a Christmas party at Nakatomi Plaza. This is really cool. Where do the teams fall on the is Die Hard a Christmas movie debate? By the way.
I think for us, we would say it's a Christmas movie. Yeah.
I'm with you on that one. Any excuse to watch it any time of year, honestly, is where I'm at. But so I think that this floor, if I'm remembering right, is like a lot of conference rooms, and there's one room we'll be taking a look at that is like the one that sticks out in my mind whenever I think of Die Hard, which is like the wild like zigzag conference table. But then you have all these other little details. Like I think that there's a VCR in this room that really puts it in in the 80s and fits in with Verdansk as we've teleported basically back to the 80s anyway. It fits in so well.
The environment art guys really outdid themselves here. I mean, every room is filled with like Easter eggs and hints and nods. It's just kind of amazing the depth they went to. I mean, they watched the movies, they were going frame by frame, they were trying to put every little thing. I mean, it's amazing what happens when a team is really passionate about a project and they get behind it, and it's not just a job for them, it's something they love to do. And this is one of those franchises that everyone loves, that fits in Call of Duty, and everyone got passionate about it. Everyone was just throwing out ideas. The environmental artists kind of did an amazing job of putting all these Easter eggs in here.
Yeah, do you two have any favorite Easter eggs that you were really excited to see get worked into the map or into Nakatomi?
Yeah, there's a ton. I mean, I love McClane's shoes in one of the restrooms. You gotta go in there and find those.
Perfect.
Yeah, my favorite is the restroom with the broken glass and the shoes. That's just the iconic scene where he comes out, and I remember watching that when I was younger and just him pulling glass out of his feet. So I remember that scene and I remember that location kind of the most.
Yeah, no, it's great because I mean, obviously, for Die Hard as an action movie was this important. For those that might not be as familiar with Die Hard, like I think that the role that it played was that it really humanized the action hero and made you feel all the blows. It made it feel like he was really earning those wins, and he did not have an easy time with it. And so, yeah, he doesn't have his shoes for a portion of, for most of the movie, which puts him at a huge disadvantage. But now we're on the roof.
Yeah, we're on the roof.
Which brings to mind, the meeting between Hans and McClane. I think we're getting to the point that you were just mentioning, which was
that's the bloody footprints.
The bloody footprints after the glass is blown out.
So you can kind of see them and follow them into the restroom.
This is such a cool detail. Man, yeah, and it's just this was like I was already in love as I was first checking out this footage and checking out the map. I was already in love with it, but this was the detail that I think put me over the top, where it's just like, okay, the folks at High Moon and Raven, they totally get it. And you have the glass chunks on the countertop and the walkie-talkie even.
Yep. And that was kind of really one of the goals of our art team. Like, they wanted to push the limits of scale while still maintaining this like highly detailed, high quality environment.
Yeah. No, it's come through, and it's just really, really impressive. I think, the nice thing is that anyone's watching this now can jump in, and Nakatomi Plaza is live within Call of Duty Warzone at the time of this recording. And I wanted to say, thank you, Matt and Amos, one for bringing Nakatomi into Call of Duty Warzone, but also just for joining us on this super fun like deep dive and look into the location.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Awesome. Great. Well, thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll catch you next time.